welcome back to Champion the Passion, a weekly pro wrestling podcast where we inspire you to champion your passions and celebrate the joy in what you love. I'm your host. My name is Victoria Daisy, and today we are recapping everything that happened 2 nights ago at the 2025 WWE Elimination Chamber. This was a outstanding show, probably up for show of the year. Mind you, it's the second PLE of the year. I mean, this is better than probably most, if not all, of the PLEs we got last year. I mean, there's so much to dive into today. But before we do that, don't forget to leave a 5-star review if you enjoyed. Follow me at It's Victoria Daisy across all social platforms and follow Champion the Passion across all streaming platforms. But let's get right into the action, because the first match of the night was the Women's Elimination Chamber. So I'm going to first talk about the order of the women that came out, and then we're going to get into the juicy drama that happened right before the match started. So the order that the women came out in was Alexa Bliss, Roxanne Perez, Bayley, Bianca Belair, Liv Morgan, and Naomi. So that means that Liv and Naomi started, and literally seconds after the bell rang, we got the long-awaited return of Jade Cargill. This is something that I thought would have definitely happened towards the end of the match. I thought she was going to cost Bianca and Naomi the match, but this took a drastic turn that I wasn't expecting. I mean, she looked dangerous, and she looked like she was coming for blood. I mean, that gear is stunning. She looked iconic, and she got into the ring, like I said, right after the bell rang, and it looked like she was going to come for Liv Morgan, and Liv started freaking out, like, no, like, I didn't do it, like, please stop, no. And Jade basically gave her a look like, bro, I know you didn't do it. And it looked like she was about to punch Liv, and then the swerve happened. She punched Naomi. What? Was not expecting that. Now, does this mean Naomi is the attacker? I believe not. I don't think Naomi, I still wholeheartedly believe that Bianca was the attacker. Okay? I do not believe one bit that Naomi was the attacker in the slightest. I think Naomi took a bullet for Bianca, and I think Jade got the wrong girl. Unless they were both in on it together, which I highly doubt, Naomi and Bianca. But what still makes me believe that Bianca did it is Liv Morgan. And you're probably like, what do you mean Liv Morgan? So if we remember a couple weeks ago on Friday Night SmackDown, Nick Aldis showed Bianca and Naomi a clip that was anonymously sent into the SmackDown management team, and he played it for them, and who we saw running away from the crime scene was Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. And so, you know, we were thinking, okay, they're framing them, right? So that we think they did it, when really it's a diversion from what actually happened. Now, Naomi was already there when this all happened, and Bianca was not. She ran into the scene, but I'm not going to like dive into the video because we already did that a couple weeks ago. But obviously, when you are getting somebody to frame, like Liv and Raquel, obviously, they're going to know who did it, because the person who did it is going to tell them. They told them to go to the crime scene. They told them to walk away and to be in this video. Do I know who filmed it? No, I do not. I don't know if we'll ever find that out. That's kind of like miscellaneous evidence that doesn't really matter. But one thing that I think is interesting is right after Naomi got eliminated and taken out of that match and Jade left and everything, Liv was in there by herself waiting for the next person to come out, which was Bianca Belair. But before that happened, she went up to Bianca's pod and started banging against the plexiglass or whatever, and said, this is a direct quote, she said, "You did this. This is your fault." And Bianca looked in complete distraught, and I mean, that's it. I still think Bianca did it. I don't think the story is anywhere near over. I think we know that. I think there's a lot to think about in the terms of Bianca's match now with Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. Obviously, they keep saying, oh, but what if Io Sky, because tonight they had that match. I don't believe so. I think maybe Bianca could interfere in that match. Maybe she won't, but I think it'll still be Rhea versus Bianca. Now, my thing is, does Jade interfere at WrestleMania, which causes them to have an even bigger storyline outside of Mania? Because right now we're trying to focus on Rhea and Bianca, correct? So you can run that a little bit. maybe make us wonder where Jade is. I'm not really sure the details. I mean, we still have to wait for tonight and SmackDown to see what's going to go down to really make a full assumption. But I would love for Jade to interfere in that match so Rhea doesn't lose her title, and so that Jade and Bianca just continue to have bigger beef, and then that could hopefully lead to a huge program for SummerSlam this year. So SummerSlam this year is the first ever 2-night event. So they could probably main event the first night. Why not? And I think it would be great. You could make this a top dollar match. Big money. Like, I want to see this. So many people want to see this. And I think it would just be out of this world. But you know what? WWE absolutely swerved the crap out of us, which we will get to. And I'm sure you know what I mean with this PLE. I mean, before the PLE even started, Triple H said that this was going to be an industry-changing PLE. This will change professional wrestling forever. And yeah, history has been made. There are things that happened in this PLE that we will talk about for years to come. This will be in history books, like stuff like that. And it was just cinema. That's the one word I could use to describe this PLE and this match as well. Just absolute cinema. And also, I have to give props to Bianca because her acting was actually a 10 out of 10. She ate the house down. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. She ate it up. She made it look like she was literally witnessing a murder right in front of her, and she just absolutely killed it. But back to the match. I mean, fantastic. There were countless impeccable spots by each woman. And I would say, like, each woman, obviously besides Roxanne Perez, truly outdid themselves. I mean, Roxanne had some cool moments, but we know I wouldn't praise her for 1 second because that girl screws up everything. She definitely had botches, which I'm not surprised about. There were great storyline development throughout the match between every single woman and every single woman's storylines. I thought it was great. I do have to give a shout out to the MVP of this match, which was hands down Liv Morgan. Okay. I mean, I don't even have to explain. Her work explains for herself. I mean, she is just another breed. Okay. And the last, I would say, 3-ish years, she has dominated the women's division and become one of the top dogs in a way I've never seen anybody do it before. Okay. I've been watching wrestling for 14 years, I believe. I think I need to do the math, but I'm pretty sure it's about 14, 15 years. And I have watched so many storylines and characters and wrestlers fail and rise and go through all of this literally since the 2000s. And so this is something like I've never seen before, especially in the women's division. I mean, she has always been a backup dancer, right? We know since the Riot Squad, since NXT, but ever since I would say about 2022, 2023, I think it was 2022 when she won the SmackDown Women's Championship. I mean, it has been only up from there. She won the Money in the Bank briefcase. She cashed in later in that night on Ronda and became SmackDown Women's Champion. Then when she eventually lost that title, she went on with Raquel to become two-time Women's Tag Team Championships. I think she had 2 different runs within that period. Then she became Women's World Champion and had an insane program with Rhea Ripley, and also has been a part of 6 out of the 7 Women's Elimination Chamber matches. Okay, she's the inaugural Crown Jewel champion for the women, and now she's a 3-time Women's Tag Team Champion. I didn't mean to absolutely spill all her accolades right here, but she has done so much in just so little time. I mean, she's been with the company forever, but she really has earned her way to the very, very top. And it is just so special to see. I've always been a Liv Morgan fan ever since I was a kid. And so getting to see her rise has just been so special. And honestly, every single woman, again, besides Roxanne, just, was so... I'm speechless. They really outdid themselves. Bayley, being the vet she is, just crushed it. Seeing Alexa back in that match, Alexa as well. Like, she is a force to be reckoned with, and this is not her first rodeo. Back in 2017, I believe, she was Raw Women's Champion. She successfully defended her title in the Elimination Chamber when they were still defending in that chamber, and she's won it before. And it's just seeing her make it to the final 3 was amazing. You know, she was my pick. So sad she didn't win. Very happy for Bianca, and happy Liv was runner up. But, you know, I just think she did a phenomenal job. Bianca, I mean, is just an indescribable human being. She encapsulates a WWE superstar, and she just did everything. I mean, she took that match to the next level in every way possible, just from storylines to the athleticism to just the whole package that she is. It was amazing. Naomi as well was just another piece to that puzzle that truly just had some great moments in there. And I mean, I just loved everyone in there. I thought it was a great match. It lasted for a good amount of time. But of course, in the end, Bianca Belair won, and it now punched her ticket to WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas. I mean, it's going to be phenomenal. But let's move on into the second match of the night. We had a women's tag team match. So we had the WWE Women's Champion, Tiffany Stratton, teaming up with WWE Hall of Famer Trish Stratus against Nia Jax and Candice LeRae. Now, this was a pretty good match. Definitely felt a bit filler at times. And I gotta be honest, I would have much rather this match to just have been Tiffany versus Trish. I thought that would have been amazing. I thought that it would have built more credibility towards her match against Charlotte at WrestleMania, because you know what? I'm starting to feel like Tiffany will retain, but at the same time, I don't really know, because if Rhea retains, you're not gonna have both champions retain. I don't know. We shall see. It's going to be very interesting. And, you know, I do have to say, Tiffany had some great standout moments that continues to prove why she's champion. I mean, she is so athletic. She has a great moveset, and, you know, nobody's perfect, but I thought she did pretty well. And, you know, she's a young up-and-coming star, and the fact that she's champion so soon in her career is mind-boggling. And she got to team up with Toronto's own Trish Stratus. But, of course, in the end, it was Trishy and Tiffy time that won. Again, a bit of a filler match. Would have much rather it be Tiffy and Trishy, but you know what? It's fine. Let's move on into a match that definitely was not filler. We had the unsanctioned match between Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Now, this was truly an insane match. I mean, I've seen multiple unsanctioned match before, but none like this. Both men absolutely gave it their all out there, and it truly was war. That's the only word I could use to describe it. It was a battle. It was war. I mean, they used every weapon available to them, and they truly tried to murder each other, break each other in half. But you know what? In the end, Kevin Owens won. I mean, I wanted Sami to win, but it's okay. Kevin got his moment. And then after the match, Kevin, you know, was just being Kevin and tried to attack Sami. But then the unthinkable happened. No, I'm kidding. Some people had suspected this, but not many. I definitely had my thoughts about it, but I wasn't 100% sure it was going to happen. And that is the apex predator, the Viper, Randy Orton returned. I mean, we've been waiting for Randy's return for a very long time, and it's finally here. Okay. He came out for Kevin because, if we recall, Kevin is the reason why Randy is injured, or was injured, I should say. And the chills down everybody's spine when he came out. I mean, he looked like he was coming for blood, similar to Jade Cargill. I mean, the fact that we had two big returns, Saturday night, is just baffling. I mean, I'm so excited to see what this new chapter of this storyline happen. I'm so intrigued to see what happens. Okay, this is going to unfold in the most crazy way possible, and hopefully it leads to a big match at WrestleMania. I'm sure it will. I mean, this is just top notch. I love that Kevin is getting so many big storylines. I'm so happy Randy's back. I mean, it is just WrestleMania 41 is shaping up to be a fantastic weekend. So let's get into the main event, which was the men's Elimination Chamber. So the order of the men that came out was Logan Paul, Damian Priest, CM Punk, John Cena, Drew McIntyre, and Seth Rollins. Now, this was an actually insane match. And one thing I do have to point out is Logan Paul, our American hero. I'm sorry to any Canadians that may be listening or watching to this episode, but you know what? The Canadians decided to boo our national anthem, which, as a proud American, I take I do not take lightly. And, you know, that really sucked. So the fact that he came out with the American flag just made it so much better. And you know what? Props to Logan for doing that in a different country. I mean, he absolutely ate down, but you know what? That's what you get when you mess with our national anthem. Okay? Thank you. Anyways, Damian Priest, I mean, just put on a show. He truly showcased why he deserved to be there, and I just loved it. Of course, my king, CM Punk, he was the runner-up, and he did not win this match, which pissed me off. But you know what? It's fine. We still have to see what happens. He has to cash in his favor from Paul Heyman at some point, which we know will lead him to the main event of WrestleMania and hopefully walking out of Vegas as champion. But I don't know, unless he's going to start this feud with Seth or continue this feud with Seth, and hopefully that leads to a WrestleMania match. I've heard talks about a triple threat match between Punk, Rollins, and Reigns, which would be interesting. So a lot could happen, but of course CM Punk is my MVP. Always. Liv Morgan was the actual MVP of the match, but my MVP was CM Punk because obviously he just does the most. He is the best. He's the best in the world. I mean, what can I say? And then we had John Cena, who was the winner of this match, obviously. And, you know, John Cena was John Cena. Okay? I'm not happy he won because Mans decided to embark on a farewell tour that he's not even here for. Yay! And we should have... Oh, well, no, because if you're listening to this and you already saw the show, hopefully. If not, then I'm spoiling for you. Spoiler alert, John Cena turned heel at the end of the night. And you know what? I should have just seen it coming all along because he literally put himself in this match and said he was going to win his 17th championship. And that's such a not babyface thing to do. Now, if you guys saw my Elimination Chamber preview video, then you would have known that I did predict the heel turn, which I'm very hyped about. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's talk about the match first, okay? Drew McIntyre as well just did phenomenal. I don't know what the hell they're doing with Drew McIntyre. I mean, honestly, like if John Cena was not in this match, I would probably want Drew to win, even over CM Punk, which sounds crazy, just because they need to freaking do something with him, okay? CM Punk has 1,000 opportunities to still make it to WrestleMania. I mean, he could probably win the Money in the Bank for all I know and still become champion. But Drew, I mean, because of his weird obsession with CM Punk, as we heard on Friday Night SmackDown, like it just, he always messes up every opportunity that comes his way. And I just don't know what's going to happen. But I'm just going to pray and hope that, you know, it's something good. And then finally, the last man in this match was Seth Rollins. I mean, he just, of course, the visionary, the revolutionary, Seth freaking Rollins just absolutely knocked it out of the park once again. He is a vet like no other. He is somebody who will go down as one of the greatest of all times, in my opinion, because he truly is a trailblazer. And the showcase he had in this match was just unreal. But similar to the women's match, I mean, the men had just countless impeccable spots and close calls, a lot of close calls that kept the match super exciting, okay? Not 1 second was I bored, truly. So much storytelling in this match, especially between literally everybody in this match, honestly. I mean, towards the end, I really thought Punk was going to pull through, but unfortunately, he didn't. He didn't, okay? Because John Cena won and now punched his ticket to WrestleMania to face Cody Rhodes for the WWE Undisputed Championship, which is one of the biggest disappointments of my entire life. But you know what? It's fine. One thing that I do have to say, though, is like, now I have a feeling John Cena's tour is not going to end in December. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But, I mean, what is it? It's March now. So we've got about 9 months left of this farewell tour, and you really think he's going to have a full heel run and then revert back to babyface to then lose the championship, and it's going to be this whole thing? Like, no. Like, anything he said before in his babyface era does not mean anything now. It's irrelevant, okay? He's a heel. He can do whatever the hell he wants, and you know what? I think he will. I don't think that he is ending his tour in December. There's just no way, in my opinion. I don't know. But maybe he will. He'll stick to his guns. I don't know. We shall see. But let's head into the final event of the night, which was the long-awaited Rock segment. Okay, so right after the main event match, which was the men's Elimination Chamber, Cody Rhodes comes out to congratulate John Cena, and then The Rock interrupts. And let me just say, The Rock's entrance was epic. Okay, not only did he have a remix of his theme song with Fiend by Travis Scott, but Travis Scott himself came out with him, which was so cool. Obviously, for those who don't know, Fiend is not only just a super popular song right now, but is also the official theme song for WrestleMania 41. So I thought that was pretty cool. Rock got on the mic and said, this is a direct quote, "Cody, the time has arrived. I will open my arms. You will come to me. You will embrace me as your brother, and I will embrace you as my champion. I want it all, Cody." Honestly, like I mentioned, I predicted the Cody, the Cena heel turn. But there was still a little inkling in me, obviously, that, what if Cody sold his soul? What if Cody did become The Rock's champion? I had a feeling he wouldn't. God bless, he didn't. But I was still a little worried. So Rock said that if Cody became his champion, that the American Nightmare will live forever. But if he says no, then the dream will die tonight or Saturday night, whatever. The dream will die. So Cody responded and said, this is a direct quote, "I want it all, Rock. My soul no longer belongs to me." When he said that, dude, my heart skipped a beat. I choked on air because I was like, what do you mean? Like, honestly, I was like, okay, wait, let me hear him out. Like, maybe he has more to say, which he did. But I was just like, oh my God, I was shaking in that moment. And he said, "You know why? Because I gave my soul to this ring and these people a long time ago." And I was like, okay, Cody, God bless, you cooked, okay? Then he told Rock words that I will not repeat here. This is a family-friendly wrestling podcast. I will not be saying any of that here. But if you watch, then you know exactly what he said. He just said some very not nice words that I honestly stand, because you know what? Go off, Cody. You need to stand your ground, and I applaud you for that. Then John Cena went to go hug Cody, basically, a kind of like good for you hug. I'm happy you didn't sell your soul, and which is funny foreshadowing, and it's basically, just, I don't know, just giving him a hug. And then this is where it all goes downhill from here. Okay, when John Cena hugged Cody, he looked over Cody's shoulder during the hug and looked at The Rock. Okay, and his face automatically changed from smiling to ultimate serious, okay? Rock signaled him, and then it was time. It finally happened. John Cena turned heel. I know. Those are words that I never thought would come out of my mouth for real, like legitimately ever in my life. And I honestly cannot believe it truly happened. Like, yes, I predicted that it could have happened. And yes, I thought about it, but I didn't think it would actually happen. And truly, this will go down as one of the most historic nights in the history of professional wrestling till the end of time, okay? And then The Rock and Cena brutally beat up Cody like I have never seen before. I mean, they made him bleed and everything. John Cena took his father's Rolex that The Rock gave him last year and beat him. He took his championship and beat him. He took a microphone and beat him. Even Travis Scott got a piece of him. And it was truly brutal. And I saw a tweet that truly made me realize how special this moment is, in the way of I know we always say, oh, it sucks that they don't curse or that they don't show blood on TV anymore, that often, I should say. But truly, when it does happen, then it feels special. And I'm not trying to sugarcoat bleeding, but I'm just saying, it just makes the moment all that greater when something that doesn't really happens, right? It makes it 10 times more real. And the closing shot of the show was Cena with his foot on Cody's head, holding high the WWE Undisputed Championship. That was an absolutely bone-chilling moment that I know not only left me, but millions across the globe stunned, okay? We are talking about John freaking Cena, the Make-A-Wish King. Now, Break-A-Wish King. I saw that WWE trademarked that. I'm not sure if that's true. It's probably fake. Don't listen to dirt sheets. But if that is true, that's going to be absolutely hysterical. But I mean, we are talking about one of the most famous men in Hollywood besides The Rock, honestly. He trailblazed the WWE and is now making a mark in Hollywood and has been for years. And, you know, everybody knows John Cena. You can't see him, you know? He is known as the ultimate hero, the ultimate babyface, the face of WWE. And now that entire trajectory is changing. And it is insanity to see. I mean, outside of kayfabe, I am so pumped for Cena because he said multiple times that like his number one dream and goal before he retires in the WWE is to be a heel, but the company never greenlit it. And now it finally has happened. And I'm so happy for him just because, again, like he's living his best life. He's living out his dream. And so far, what we've seen of his little heel run is eating. I mean, it was really convincing and I loved it. I mean, this new era of Cena is definitely going to be one for the history books. And now I'm even more excited for the road to WrestleMania. Because I mean, the road to WrestleMania last year with The Rock and Cody was out of this world. So I could just imagine that they're going to top it even more with not just John Cena, but The Rock and John Cena working together against Cody. I mean, who's going to help out Cody? Who's going to be in his corner? Will it be CM Punk? Will it be Roman Reigns? Randy Orton? I mean, there's so many people. There's so many questions in both the men's and women's division that are yet to be answered. And I know we'll eventually, you know, learn those answers soon, but like, I just cannot wait. And while I leave the Mania match to talk for when we get closer to it, and there's definitely more storyline development, I just know it's going to be wild in every way possible. I mean, last year's, not to compare, but last year's night number 2 main event, Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes, was truly one of the best matches I've ever seen in my entire life. We had returns from legends. We had so many countless things that happened. And why do I feel like that's going to happen, but in tenfold again? Like, this is going to be even better, okay? I am not ready. I mean, it just has the potential to be better than last year. And I don't think I'm ready for that because I loved the road to WrestleMania last year. I loved WrestleMania as a whole and that main event so much. It was truly so freaking good. And I just have this gut feeling that this year is going to be better. I don't know how, why, which way. Cena's not even here, but The Rock is. And so, I mean, it's going to be a hard main event to beat, but you know what? They obviously can do it. So this was an absolutely insane show. Let's get into my overall thoughts. I mean, just impeccable show start to finish. Every match was so high in quality, and every single superstar that wrestled in that PLE absolutely delivered in ways I never thought could. My match of the night was truly near impossible to pick, but I think if I actually have to go with one, it's going to be the men's Elimination Chamber, especially with the segment that followed. I mean, it was truly, like, I'm speechless. There are no words to describe. This was truly one of the best PLEs I've ever seen in my entire life, okay? It was damn near perfect. It was so good. And I would confidently rate this PLE a 9.5 out of 10, which is the highest I've ever rated a show in the history of this podcast. We've been running for about 3 months now, and I have never rated anything that high. So, you know, I'm just so excited to continue this road to WrestleMania 41 and for Raw and SmackDown this week, which is going to just be wild. Okay, we've got Monday Night Raw tonight and Friday Night SmackDown later on this week. And I don't think I'm ready for whatever's going to happen. It's going to be insane. Let me know all of your thoughts. If you're watching on YouTube, comment in the comment box, Spotify in the comment, or yeah, they both have comment boxes. And if you're on Apple, then let me know over on Instagram and TikTok. I have a bunch of reaction videos posted. Definitely let me know all your thoughts there. I'm always open and willing to chat. You can message me as well. We can talk wrestling and just continue to create this beautiful community that we've had and will continue to have. And, you know, I just am baffled by just this entire PLE. And now that we're on the other side of it, again, like I said, I just can't wait for Raw and SmackDown. I mean, right now as I'm recording this episode, it is 1:10 p.m. So we've got multiple hours until Raw happens. So hopefully this is your little pre-Raw show, if you will, that you listen to. And you know what? I cannot wait. It's going to be great. But thank you guys so much for watching and listening to this episode of Champion the Passion. Make sure to leave a 5-star review if you enjoyed. Follow me at It's Victoria Daisy across all social platforms and follow Champion the Passion across all streaming platforms. Don't forget to champion your passions and celebrate the joy in what you love. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye.